President.
Senator from Alaska.
Mr. President, is the Senate in a quorum call?
We are.
I ask that the quorum call be vitiated.
Without objection.
Mr. President, for decades, even centuries, America's universities have been the envy of the world and one of America's biggest comparative advantages. At their best, they are hubs for innovative thinking, places where free exchange of ideas are not only encouraged but expected on campus. They have been the backbones of innovations that have changed countless lives in America and really across the world for the better. Now, of course, freedom of speech is enshrined in the First Amendment of our Constitution. The birth of our nation was the result of our founding fathers escaping tyranny in pursuit of freedom of thought and expression. And since the inception of our country, we have prevailed over every country and empire that we have competed with, in part because of America's commitment to the free exchange of ideas. And our universities have traditionally amplified this long-standing American ideal and comparative advantage. But unfortunately, Mr. President, this is changing. Today, it is becoming increasingly clear that many of our universities too often stamp out the exchange of ideas for certain politically correct narratives. This is having a chilling effect on our students, on campus, and most importantly, their ability to express themselves. Let me present some disturbing findings. A recent Gallup survey of 3,000 undergraduate students found that 81% of students widely support a campus environment where they are exposed to all types of speech, even speech they find offensive, 81%. However, that same survey found that only 59% of college students believe that free speech rights are secure, and that's down from 73% just 4 years ago. Mr. President, that same survey also found that 63% of university students in America agree that the climate on their campus deters students from expressing themselves openly. Almost 2/3 of American students. It's remarkable. It's dangerous, not just for university life, but for American life. And I believe it's unacceptable. Fortunately, we can do something about it with the simple amendment that I've offered today. This bill that we're debating right now, the Endless Frontiers Act, will be sending billions, tens of billions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, to America's universities. My amendment says in return for these billions of dollars, when applying for National Science Foundation funds, universities will be required to attest that they are protecting free speech, religious liberty, and prohibiting discrimination on campus, and explain what steps they are taking to ensure compliance. That's it. A letter to the NSF once a year for billions in federal research dollars. Now, Mr. President, already we're hearing that some universities oppose my amendment, calling it, quote, burdensome. Well, here it is. It's 2 pages. It's simple. It's easy. This university opposition actually illustrates the problem that in exchange for billions of dollars in federal research money, America's universities can't be bothered to demonstrate to Congress and the American people that they are committed to the principles of the First Amendment, which, by the way, have made our country and our universities so exceptional. Mr. President, censorship, oppression, and one-sided thoughts are characteristics of communist China, not America, and certainly should not be the characteristics of America's great universities. To the contrary, one of the most important ways to compete with and win against communist China is to ensure that America, and yes, our universities, remain what they have traditionally been: laboratories of free expression, free thought, creativity, innovation, and ingenuity. My simple amendment will help make sure this happens, and I encourage all of my colleagues to vote yes to support this amendment and American free liberty, free thinking, and innovation. Mr. President, I